Good morning, everybody. It is Monday, August 4th, and we are getting a much later start than usual today. I like to fish early, well, pre-dawn and then evening, but my wife is out of town and I am responsible for all of the animal duties, so I've got to take care of everybody at dawn and then at dusk, so it kind of takes away from my fishing in the times that I love to be out there. So I'm gonna do some mid-afternoon fishing today and see if I can't find them. I'm on the river today, the Columbia. Wind is out of the south. We are going to be fishing north to south and casting into the wind and drawing it back to us. I'm going to be using a couple of different things today, some different colors, some different presentations, just because of the time of day. I'm going to be fishing a little bit deeper, but until we find them, I'm using one of my max scent baits, but it's a power hog or something. I picked it up on eBay sometime, and I can never find them in the stores. But they've got a little bit more appendages and stuff bouncing around, and gives a little bit more of a lively presentation. So we're gonna see if we can't find them first, and then experiment with some other baits, because I've got to try and force myself to diversify a little bit. I don't know why. I mean, if something works for me, I don't know why I just don't stick with it, but normally I do. But in order to captivate my audience and maybe catch some bigger fish as well, I've got to try other stuff. So that's what we're going to do today. So first one I'm casting is it's a green pumpkin magic or something from, again, this is a Berkeley Max Scent. But again, it's just basically almost like a crawdad, but it's got a few extra appendages that flop off of it in the water when they get down deeper. They kind of it's on a 3/8 inch and a skip gap hook from Gamakatsu in a 3/0, I believe. I think it is a 3/0. So again, I'm going to start with that first. I've also got a baby rage craw in, Alabama craw color, I believe. That's on a 5/16 ounce weight. And then I've got a Berkeley swim jig. I think I might have had a bite there, but I'm also in some grassy area here, so. But yeah, so wife's out of town until Saturday, so I will not be able to get out dawn or dusk until then, and then I'll get back into my normal routines. But many pros say that the best time to catch the big fish is between 12 and 4. I'm usually off the water by 12 because I just don't like fishing mid-afternoon once the heat starts coming, and yeah, whatnot. But oh, where was I going? So yeah, I'm usually off the water by noon or coming onto it, usually around 3-ish to start the evening fishing. So I'm kind of, again, fishing out of my normal element here, but again, fish are fish, and I know that they normally are going to hang out in certain spots typically. Today's overcast a little bit, but it looks like the clouds are burning off. It's supposed to be in the low 80s, so at least I don't have to deal with ridiculous heat. So yeah, I'll not burn up my battery. I brought my chargers today, so we're good to go there. But I will yeah, probably just go ahead and sign off here for a few minutes, or hopefully a few minutes, until we start finding some fish. So, good day. Please be sure to subscribe. And yeah, we're gonna give away, like I said, that free reel at 500 subscribers. So we're gonna throw everybody into a hat, except for my friends and relatives. And then we're gonna give away a free, it's about a $400 reel, I think. So yeah, it's on my last video. I didn't bring it with me today, but yeah, it's on my last video. I kind of showed it a little bit. It's a Lew's Elite Series T1, I believe. It's left-handed, which is not my natural hand. I just wanted to give it a try to see, because I am right-handed when I throw, and my power's in my right hand, so I just wanted to see if yeah, my yanking was any different with a different presentation or different reel. So, but I didn't like it so much, so, well, I liked it. It just, I've got enough of stuff. So, anyways, so yeah, once we get to 500 subscribers, we'll do the raffle and get that out. And yeah, I again appreciate you showing up and watching my videos. And I've gotten some comments and suggestions on what people want to see, and I'll kind of try and cater to that, so I can, you know, I'm out here learning every time I fish too. You know, the Columbia, this is my second year fishing it. I was from the west side of Washington. My wife and I moved over here. I think that was a rock, maybe? It's a rock until it starts moving. But yeah, we were on the west side, and I very rarely, no, I actually never came over to central Washington to fish. There was always good enough stuff over there. But once I got here, I said, what the heck? May as well start up a channel and start learning some new fishing techniques and sharing them with people, and here we are. So I'll stop talking now, and hopefully check back with you once the fish start biting. Because again, until it's in the boat, it's a rock, so I have to assume that was what I had there. So, okay, I'll be back shortly, hopefully. See, always when you turn the camera off, never when you have the camera on. But when you turn it off, oh dear, it's a Moby Dick. But hey, fish is a fish. We're in the water 10 minutes and have our first fish, despite him being, as always, my 15-inchers. Maybe that's why I didn't pull my measuring board out. So yeah, here we go. Start of the day. And we're coming up into the shallow waters already. Pew. So yeah, I would say that I would be willing to venture out into the early morning, but we've got a Great Pyrenees, and we usually get up about 5:30 in the morning. That's about his start time. And if I'm outside with him, then he's usually pretty quiet. So I'll go back to the barn, do the chores, and let the horses and the goats out and the chickens and clean up everything. And by the time I'm done with that, it's usually about, well, again, if I start about 5:45, I'm usually done about 8-ish. And then, yeah, that's now late enough where I can go inside and do whatever I need to do inside, or leave, because, you know, once he starts barking, yeah, the neighbors are all up, and there's no real concern that I'm angering anybody with him being out and barking. So, but yeah, with my wife being out of town, she normally, if I go fishing in the morning, will, you know, she'll take care of that stuff for me, which is greatly appreciated and gives me the option and flexibility to, again, come out and enjoy myself. And I greatly, greatly appreciate her doing that. But with her being gone, I have to assume a little bit more responsibilities, a little bit smaller. So, yeah. But this guy, same thing I'm doing as I always do. Just kind of waiting for it to get to the bottom and then kind of bouncing it across the rocks and just letting its natural presentation. Dang it, just had another one there. Yeah, just letting it do its thing. These smallmouth are so voracious that it doesn't take much action for them to come in and investigate something, and once they get a little bit of a taste, they usually latch on. So just be a little patient, let them investigate it a little bit, and you're good to go. Okay, I'm gonna go to a little bit heavier jig with this one's got, again, a creature hog trailer, also a max scent. Almost the same as the Texas rigged stuff. We're just going to wait for this to get to the bottom and then just drag it along the rocks on the bottom and let its little, I don't know, what do you call them? I mean, I just always refer to them as appendages, but his little side things to kind of flutter about down there and see if he won't entice the big one. That's not the big one, that's a big piece of grass. That's what that was. I apologize for my head movements if I give you motion sickness. I'm always just looking down into the water for the drop-off areas. So I apologize if that annoys anyone. Well, it is very slow today, but I'm out again at a time that I'm not usually fishing. So I'm kind of fishing spots that, again, I would normally do in the mornings or evenings. So it's number 3 in the boat. Another 7, 8 incher, 9 incher. I've just gone back to my crawdad because I haven't been getting anything with the other stuff. Of course, I don't give it enough. I just get frustrated that, hey, that stuff doesn't work. But you know what does? My crawdads. So I end up giving up on things earlier because I'm probably not even around fish when I'm throwing those things. And then by the off chance that I do catch a fish with my crawdad, I'm like, well, see, I've been around fish. They're just hitting the crawdad. So I end up staying with the crawdad. That feels like another 15-incher. Maybe a little bit bigger. See, if I start forecasting that they're only 15 inches. The last time I forecasted a 15-incher, it ended up being a 3-pounder. So this doesn't feel like it has that kind of weight, but again, you just never know with these things until you actually get them to the boat. And when they jump, they always seem so much bigger, or so much smaller when they jump. He's running some line. Either I've gotten a lot weaker and not fishing for a week, or I need to start exercising more, because I feel like I should be a lot better in shape at 55 than this. Okay, I'm just gonna net you just for good measure. You're not 15 inches. Oh, but I shouldn't have been having that much of a problem with you. Another double hooker. Top of the mouth, bottom of the mouth. Okay. Nice fish. Just, I would say probably about 2.5, but we'll get her back. She had a long fight. See, I'm just going to start turning the camera off after every fish so I can, keep catching fish. Although I don't want to get cocky, I don't want to get arrogant, but it does. It seems like every time I turn off the camera, a couple of casts, next fish comes in. Now this guy's only a smaller guy, but still. Yep. Geez. If they just weren't so slimy. See, my last name is Brown, and I'm also a Cleveland Browns fan, so it only stands to reason that I would fumble my fish quite often. At least I'm a run heavy offense. I don't have much of a passing game. Dang it. There's some pretty big pelicans around here that would probably appreciate a few interceptions every now and then. So with these crawdads, it really doesn't make much of a difference if you put them upside down to prolong their life a little bit. The claws still flap pretty good, and the presentation is almost the same, so just keep that in mind if you ever order these things, that even though you go through them extremely quickly, they do flip over, and then I end up actually turning them on their sides. Anything to squeeze out any extra life. I think I was too shallow with that one. So I broke my own cardinal rule of not turning the camera off. So when I did, I hooked into maybe my best fish of the day so far. I think, maybe, I don't know. You just never know with these fish. Every single one of them feels like a 6-pounder. He's just like, kind of like, I give up. No, you haven't given up yet. I didn't bring you in far enough. I was fiddling around, so of course I deep hooked him. Okay, where are you? Okay, let's get the crawdad out of there. Okay. Dang it. There we go. Okay, sorry, buddy. About the same as the other one. There he goes. There's a military training area around here, I think over the hills somewhere, and every now and then the Apache helicopters will come flying through and they'll buzz the water at water level. And yeah, that's fun to watch. Until they decide to use me for target practice. Oh hey, I left my camera on and I actually got into another fish. That's weird. He's like, mwah, 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 mwah. So I guess you can still catch the fish in the mid-afternoon. I don't know what those pros are talking about, though. I still haven't caught anything. Still haven't caught anything. Well, there's another. He's probably 16 inches. But yeah, no 5-pounders yet. No 4-pounders. No 3-pounders. So let's see, I think we're sitting on 6 fish, 7 fish. It's 1:30. What time did we start? 11? So not setting the world on fire, and definitely not going to weigh in with anything spectacular here, but But for just deciding to throw my stuff in the truck and come fish for a few hours, not bad. Orange Crush, Orange Crush. See, waited too long for that one, so I'm sure he's probably gonna be deep hooked because I was sitting there drinking my my soda. See, never do anything while you're casting or out in the water, putting it out in the water. Always focus your attention on fishing. You want to drink? Drink between casts. Okay, buddy. All right, let's get you in here. It doesn't look like he is deep hooked. Huh. Uh-oh. Line burn through my fingers. Never a good thing. Okay, saddle. Saddle. Another 15-incher. Oops. Ah, jeez. Tossed him in the wrong way. Well, hook's still sharp. I don't know how fish get away from that hook every now and then, because I sure do tend to impale myself on these things quite often. Whew, that one hurt. Fortunately, we don't have that flesh-eating virus that they have down on the Gulf Coast yet, sir. That thing's kind of scary. See, turn the camera off, and then the battery dies when you turn it back on. But hey, another fish. They all seem to be about this size today, which is good. I mean, I'm gonna say probably 2 pounds. Uh-oh. But Bubba's not working. Oh, there it is. Okay, we are zeroed out. Jeez. Sorry, buddy, this is too long for you. Yeah, 2 pounds, 4 ounces. See, yeah. So, I mean, good day. I'm not gonna complain. 2 pounds is good. It's not 4 pounds or 6 pounds. You are reaching the end of your life cycle, crawdad. Okay, looks like I came into a weed line that was kind of yuck, but looks like we're kind of turning back into rocks now, so that's probably, well, not probably why. That girl was up looking for some crawdads, and she found a fake one. Now, do this to you, but I'm gonna have to turn the camera off again. Heck, the biggest fish ever caught by my wife or myself, which was by her, of course, was in an inflatable Cevalor raft. So, it doesn't always add up that bigger boat means bigger fish. So again, just gives you access to different water. Doesn't always necessarily mean that it's going to be better water. This guy's angry. I guess this must be the first time he's ever been caught. He's like, this is not something I like. Okay, come on. Yeah, man. Again, I always just tend to net my fish, just because, again, fishing in all the rocks, frayed line, I would just rather be safe in netting the fish instead of taking my chance. And there's today's, never seen that before. The hook went through the fish and into my net. Okay. And now I'm coming into shore, so excuse me. Here, real quick. I'm gonna go 3 pounds 6 ounces on this guy. Let's see, are you still on? I have to wash that. Okay, zeros. Okay, what did I guess? 3 pounds 6 ounces? Ouch. 2 pounds 9 ounces. 2 pounds 10 ounces. Okay, 210. But still, definitely not 3. Bad judging there. But as always, get you back, sorry. Yep. Guess she was pretty short, but fat. Now, should I leave the camera on? Do I dare? Do I dare mess with the camera gods? Oh, I will. Let's see, what was I gonna do? Wash my screen. Okay. Yep. Got enough water there? Jeez. Yeah, this is the only thing that I would complain about this scale, is that for as expensive as it is, you would have liked them to have gone to a Maybe a glass screen. Anyways. Here's my big rant for the day. Glass screens on the Bubba scale. Okay, see, now I'm tempted. Turn the camera off. Just turn it off. Fish is just out there waiting. So, camera off, fish on. Maybe it's all just AI. Maybe I'm fake. Maybe this is all just... No, because then I would just actually catch fish with the camera on too. Still no 6-pounder though, you guys. I'm just saying. I'm eternally grateful for you 15-inchers. I am. I appreciate it. I do. But I could stand for one bigger fish today. I love what you guys did for me. I do appreciate it. It's been a good day. You know, again, for not being a time that I typically go out and fish. It's you know, been a pretty standard day, honestly. See, camera off, although it's been a while. I'm not gonna lie, it's been a while between bites, so I'm not gonna lie that the camera curse might just be, you know, a positioning curse. But boy, I'm getting close to being finished today. Well, that is a pike minnow. And although you're supposed to dispatch these guys, I don't have the tools. And my thought always has been, we're all invasive species. These guys are just survivors. Slimy yellow guys and burpers. So, don't get on me. Don't know how much scent he has on him though, but he's got my blood, so it's all good. Blood scent is the best scent. Okay, looks like we're back into the rocks and a little drop off here. Oh, now begins the itching. Every time those guys stab me. So much itching. That was the one nice thing about not fishing for a week. I kind of recovered, mostly. But I'm back with a vengeance. Looks like I need to turn off the camera. Or not. Whoop, missed him. Oh, he's still there. Maybe? Nope. Well, somebody is. You already had 2 fish in your gullet. 2 fish. You still had to go for a crawdad, huh? Well, recycled crawdad was still good enough to catch a 12-incher. Gotta get out a little bit deeper, I think. Deeper. One thing I will say is mostly I do most of my stuff in the morning. I do my chores and then I head inside, or I'm usually under cover of some sorts. I will say these UV rays are definitely a lot brighter in the daytime. I am a bit cooked. Carp. It's weird, my camera just decided to turn itself off. I don't know if I said something there, or if it even knows now that I only catch fish when I'm not recording. AI is getting really serious. Didn't even know what I had installed on this GoPro camera. So I think this one might be a Blackhawk, but here comes one of those helicopters that I mentioned earlier. I don't know, again, if my camera will be able to pick it up, but 12 o'clock, well, straight ahead of me coming down the hill there. Yeah, I think that's a Black Hawk. Oh, maybe? Huh? Oh, nope, that's an Apache. No, it's not. Yeah, that's a black hawk. Right? I don't know. Not for certain, but I think that, yeah, that's a black hawk. He's playing it easy. Okay. Camera battery goes out. I make a cast to go down and get a new battery and some water and fish on. Okay. Yeah. Oh, yep. I know, it's this downward facing one that kind of got me turned around there. There we go, another 2-pounder. Yep. Just needed to get some things rearranged there. Okay, I have said it many times, even aloud. Don't do things while you're out there. Nothing good is going to come of it because you're just not prepared for the bite, and then you end up deep hooking a fish like you did just there. And although he swam away clean, you still feel bad. Oh, geez, where did I get out here for? What in the world's going on here? Hi, carp. Hi, other carp. So, yeah, the day started off attempting to try some new things. Or not so much new things, but things that I've had in my box for a while. And then it quickly gravitated to my crawdad because they catch fish. And again, not bashing any of my other baits at all. I love them. But this one just seems to be different. Of course, I'm not catching any big fish. I'm just saying, I told you guys, if give me 1 6-pounder, I'll just go home and stop causing harm to you guys. Let's see. But no, you guys just have to keep these crawdads to yourself. Okay, another 15-incher, 12-incher, and 12-incher. Alright, well, we are finishing up. Came back down to the boat launch area. There's a little rock point here that I just figure may as well throw a few while I'm here, but the wind is definitely kicking up as it's supposed to this evening. It's not evening yet though, so it's a little bit early. But it has definitely shifted more to the east now than the south, which does not work in my favor for the direction that we were going. So yeah, I'm about as sunburned as I can get. I mean, I'm pretty tan from all the fishing anyways, but definitely feeling a little bit crispy. So I'm gonna go home and maybe head out again tomorrow, but yeah, might be a week or so. Well, Sunday, my wife gets back Saturday night, so I'll probably get out Sunday. But everything is always fluid with getting out with wind and heat and time and location, and so. But yeah, we'll definitely. I might even try and get out another afternoon this week, but it's supposed to get pretty windy. But yeah, other than that, thank you again for watching. We'll make a few more casts as we head here in. Didn't know that it was so shallow here, actually. So yeah, good day overall, and well, a good day in numbers again. I mean, it's disappointing when you don't get a big fish, but again, I'm going to keep my channel real. I don't purport to always going out there and catching monsters. But it's also the Pacific Northwest, so monsters are not few and far between, but you definitely gotta fish all day to find them usually. So I'm getting into a People Beach area, so I'm gonna end it here. But again, thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe as we are heading towards 500. Well, we're not even close to 500, but when we do get to 500, free reel raffle. Free reel raffle. So yeah, let's get there. Get me there, please. I want to keep fishing. Anyways, again, thanks again for watching, and we'll see you, well, when we're able to get out next. Okay? Bye.